Now, how you doing? My name is Antonio. Now, many people think that the mystery Babylon is in Rome at the Catholic Church. But the Bible clearly says the mystery Babylon is in Saudi Arabia. You have to look at the scriptures in Isaiah 21 and Isaiah 13. Jeremiah 50 and Jeremiah 51. It's the same scripture as in Revelation 18. Babylon has fallen. Has fallen. 7 heads and 7 mountains. You have to understand mountains represent kingdoms. A mountain is a kingdom, not a literal mountain. And those are also kings. So it's kingdoms and mountains. There are 7 ruling mountains, 7 ruling kingdoms in the Middle East. John was in the 6th one. One is the Roman Empire. There were 5 prior empires to that. Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Medo-Persia, and Greece. And John was in that 6th one. That 6th head, that 6th mountain. The next one that came after that was the Ottoman Empire. They remained a short time because World War I took them out and put an end to them. Okay? But they are rising today. As you read Daniel chapter 7, it talks about 4 beasts mixed of a leopard and a lion and a bear. The leopard is Greece. The bear is Babylon, which is Iraq today. And what the leopard is Greece. The bear is Persia, which is Iran today. And the lion is Babylon, which is Iraq today. So that beast in Revelation 13 is the same one in Daniel 7, with the 10 horns. It's made up of all the kingdoms, with the 10 horns. That same beast is in Revelation 13, the one that rides and take a deadly wound. That's a Arabian Middle Eastern kingdom. In Daniel 7, verse 23. The angel told John that 4th beast is a 4th kingdom. All the beasts were kingdoms. Not a man. Not the Antichrist himself. And those kingdoms only center around the Middle East. Not in Europe or America. They stay around the Mediterranean Sea. Most all the countries that is named in the Bible that Jesus fight or comes against Jerusalem, they are Muslim countries. You see the names. Do not skip over the names. There are names in the Bible. They mention these countries by names. All of them are Islamic today. Okay? The Pope cannot be the Antichrist. He is not an Assyrian. He is not the king of Tyre. The king of Tyre is in Syria or Arabia somewhere. Okay? He can be the Antichrist. The Jews don't have to accept him. Because they will force themselves on him. It said all who did not worship him will be killed. You know, they're going to either submit to Allah or be beheaded. And take the badge of servitude, which is the mark of the beast, the mark of his kingdom, with the name of Allah on it. All that is in the Bible and in the Greek Bible. The first language of the Bible is Greek. Okay? Okay. Now, check these scriptures out that I mentioned, and you will see. And mountain represents kingdom. If you read Daniel 2:35 and Daniel 2:34 through 44 through 45. Mountain represents kingdom. Okay? Now read those verses out that I named. Write them down and read them. And understand that in Revelation 17, it's talking about the same beast with the 10 horns. The same one Daniel seen in chapter 7. The mixed beast with the lion, the bear, and the leopard. That's the lion is Iraq, which was Babylon. The leopard is Greece. And the bear is Persia, which is Iran today. Iran. It say the heads are 7 mountains. And they are also 7 kings in the Greek. The King James Version is not always correct. In the Greek, the direct English translation, the way that it was phrased, it was in the New Living Translation Bible. They put that in the New Living Translation Bible. You can get a better understanding of the direct meaning. It says those 7 heads are 7 mountains, and those 7 heads are also 7 kings. It is not. There are 7 heads, which are 7 mountains, and there are 7 kings. They're not 2 different things. The 7 mountains are 7 kings, and the 7 heads are 7 mountains. So, the mountain represents kingdom. So these heads, these kings are ruling kingdoms. So 5 mountains, 5 heads are fallen. One is, in John's time, was the Roman Empire. And the other is not yet come. The Ottoman Islamic Empire came after the Roman Empire. Now some people say that is the Vatican because it's sitting on 7 hills. It's not a literal city sitting on 7 mountains. How could that be possible if 5 are fallen? And by the time the 7 came, all 6 are fallen. How is that possible? If 6 mountains are fallen, how can it still be sitting on 7 mountains? The mountain represents kings and kingdoms. And in John's time was the Roman kingdom. 5 are fallen. They are not literal mountains that a city is sitting on. The great city is the great religion that these kingdoms, these 7 kingdoms had. It's a religion. A religion is satanic. Mystery Babylon. It started in the Tower of Babel, and it spread it throughout all the empires. Nimrod and Semiramis, sun worship and moon worship. That same religion. Okay? Now Arabia is the heart of the mystery of Babylon. It's not talking about the original Babylon. That was in Iraq. When you read Isaiah 13 and Isaiah 21. And read Isaiah chapter 14. God calls the man, "Oh, you have fallen from heaven." Is this the man that would look upon him and say, "This the man that made a nation tremble"? He calls the man the Assyrian, not the Italian. Okay? Not an Italian. And there will not be a revived Roman Empire. There will be a revived Ottoman Empire. It say the 7th head came back to be an 8th. The 7th mountain, which was a kingdom. After the Roman, which was the 6th empire, is the Roman Empire. They fell. John said, the angel told John that 1 is, 5 are fallen. 1 is not yet come, but when he come, he will remain a short time. See, after the Roman Empire fell, the Ottoman Empire came. He took a day in the womb by World War I. Okay? Those are the same empire people that put the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. That is a big mosque that they worship Allah. You know, the Dome of the Rock, that big old golden building is in the middle of Jerusalem. It's right in your face. It's obvious. Okay? Now, you would know Jesus said the seat of Satan is not in the Vatican, not in the White House. He said it's in Pergamos. Okay? Read Revelations 2. Revelations 12. Revelation 2 verses 12 through 13. Jesus said the seat of Satan is in Pergamos. Satan dwelled in Pergamos. Where's Pergamos? Where at the time he was writing to John, it was in the Roman Empire, the Eastern Roman Empire. And Constantine moved his capital to Constantinople. It was in that region where Constantinople was. But when the Ottoman Empire came and took over the Roman Empire, Turkey became the capital. It's in that Pergamos is in that same region where Turkey is. So the seat of Satan can be found in Turkey. And Turkey was the capital of the Ottoman Empire. Okay? Now, if you want to know about the Ottoman Empire, research it. That is the seventh head that came after the empire, the kingdom that John was in. That is that mystery seventh head that took the deadly wound by World War I. Because 5 are fallen. John was in at 6. By the time the 7 came, all 6 were fallen. The only one that was the 7, and it took a deadly wound. But it said the 8th gonna come back when his deadly wound be healed, and it can be of the 7. The same 7 empire, the same 7 kingdom, that head or mountain is gonna come back. They're reviving the Ottoman Empire right now. The Antichrist is Islamic. Who is the Antichrist? Him that denies the Father and the Son. Islam, they don't believe that God is the Father, because he cannot be weak and have a son. That is their most holy creed. That is blasphemous to us. He got names of blasphemy on his head. They wear badges. That is the mark of the beast. In the Greek, the word mark comes from karakma, which means badge that you wear with the name of Allah on it. The 666 is the Islamic symbol. You go back and check. Okay? Okay. It is Antonio Satchel. Been good talking with you. Now, remember these verses that I wrote, that I spoke of, all of them in the chapters. Rewind it, find the verses and write them down and study it, please. You will learn that the Antichrist is a Muslim. He cannot come from Rome or Europe. The Bible is centered around the Middle East. They are the ones that put the Dome of the Rock smack dab in the middle of Jerusalem. Okay? Okay. Goodbye.